have been judged before because I am also in a relationship with a ghost.
His name is Rupert. He was a Revolutionary War soldier. He is originally from Wales, and when I met him, he was wearing a red coat.
Well guys, it's time to get spooky. Today we are looking at a situation so goofy that you'd think it came out of South Park or something, but unfortunately, I can confirm it's real. Surprisingly enough, now that I'm really thinking about it, we have covered quite a few situations on this channel where a person is in a relationship with something or someone that is a little bit out of the ordinary. This includes that one guy who exclusively dated grandmas, all of the dog-girl relationships we've seen, that one lady who dates the dolls, and many more. Well, today we get to add one more bullet point to our weird relationship commentary resume. This is Rebecca the Ghost Guide, a TikToker who is in a relationship not only with a human woman, but also a ghost. Because yeah, why the fuck not? Now Rebecca here is a TikToker who has sort of gone viral for talking about her relationship with this ghost. And just like they have done thousands of times over the years, the second they sniff an ounce of virality, the YouTube channel truly jumped all over it. And they did a little interview / documentary style video where they interviewed Rebecca, her human partner, and, you know, the ghost. So today I figured, you know what, why not? It's been a while since we've looked at one of these strange relationship videos, and they always seem to be pretty good fun, so here we are. So turn off the lights, light a candle, and get ready to get paranormal up in this bitch. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
Personally speaking, I've never heard a ghost say, "Woo," but I have heard a ghost say, "Help me, get off my grave," and things like that.
I'm Rebecca. This is my partner, Catherine, and I have been judged before because I am also in a relationship with a ghost.
His name is Rupert.
Alright, so I know the name of this video series is Love Don't Judge, but I'm having a hard time following that rule set. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't think stuff like that exists, so the concept of this is already pretty foreign to me. I've never heard a story of a paranormal encounter that can't be explained away by pretty normal stuff. So to take that about 4,000 steps further and say that you're not only having consistent paranormal encounters, but they're also significant enough that you've managed to start a relationship with the ghost, yeah, I think I'm gonna have a hard time taking any of this seriously, but I'll try.
I met him in front of a local historic home. He was a Revolutionary War soldier. He is originally from Wales, and when I met him, he was wearing a red coat.
Yeah, so when I first watched this video to see if I thought it was video material, I was completely under the impression that this woman had a partner die in the past or something, and she was still trying to continue that relationship, and I was thinking, yeah, that might be a little touchy to talk about. So imagine my happiness when I learned that it was not a past partner, it was just a random ghost that she met walking down the street, as you do.
He was standing right here. I was walking past. It was following a ghost tour that I had just led, and he called out to me, and he asked me if I was walking home alone. He asked if he could escort me, which kind of gave me stranger danger vibes because that had never happened to me before, especially from a ghost. But he seemed okay. He seemed really nice, and so I was like, all right, I'll give you 5 blocks.
Yeah, that's normal. That happens to me at least once a week. You've got to respect the man's game, though. He's been dead for 250 years and does not have a single question about where he is or what's going on. He just immediately starts hitting on women. Rupert's a dog.
We both had to learn each other's languages. He had to learn how I was psychically perceiving him. With respect, he started hanging out more where I was living. He was always very clear on boundaries, on wanting consent. He never wanted to press being inside or anything like that. He started to refer to me as someone he knew when he was alive.
I did a past life regression, and I did know him. I knew him back in 1781 when he was stationed here as a part of the 82nd Regiment.
He and I used to be married when he was alive. I've had this cross-validated from other hypnotists and psychic mediums.
You see, I know I was married to this man because people who lie for a living told me that I was. I mean, look, I'm not trying to be inconsiderate here, but come on. Nobody in this space is gonna tell you that you're wrong because hypnotists and psychic mediums are professional liars. If they said, no, that was not a ghost you were married to in a past life, you wouldn't go back to them. But as long as they can trick you into thinking that they can keep connecting you to this person you're supposed to love, you'll probably keep giving them money.
Well, the feelings weren't expected. They just sort of happened.
What is your intimate and sexual relationship like with Rupert?
Exactly, no. Rupert and I are primarily sharing emotions because of the very clear physical differences between us.
I mean, yeah, I've got to imagine that it would be kind of hard to be physically intimate when one of you exists and the other one doesn't. This is like me saying I hooked up with the Chupacabra last night, and honestly, I think that is objectively more believable than this. Also, I like the way she worded this, saying that it's mainly a sharing of emotions because of their physical differences, which implies that if the physical differences weren't a problem, her and Rupert would be going to town.
Rupert and I are friends. We've hung out, we've had conversations, we've gone on trips together.
How do you balance your friendship with Rupert without getting jealous?
There is no jealousy. I have such respect for the work that was done, for the connection that they have. If anything, I feel like excitement and pride for the both of them.
You went to him and you checked with him on things.
I did.
You told him your feelings for me before you told me.
I did.
All right, so I'm sort of tiptoeing here, so I'm going to try and say something without saying something. I'm glad these two found each other. I think it's pretty close to a miracle that these two were able to find each other and have a happy relationship. Now, is it a healthy relationship? Well, I think that's a pretty loaded question for all parties involved, but it's a miracle nonetheless.
Some of the comments we get are, "You're crazy."
They're letting everybody out of the asylums nowadays.
That's a really good story that you just made up.
A lot of people are like, clearly she's lying, but I really enjoy the stories.
Find Jesus. Accept him into your heart.
All in caps.
You're talking to demons.
All ghosts are demons.
The things that would make me go, no, would be people trying to pretend to be an internet expert about mental health and discerning that obviously I must be, or you must have, schizophrenia, because there's no way that this could be a thing that's happening.
Yeah, okay, so internet armchair therapists are not great. Nobody's gonna argue that. However, I think it's perfectly okay to point out that it's not exactly normal to think that you are seeing ghosts every single day of your life. And furthermore, I think that it is exceptionally normal to the point where I think it would be abnormal if you didn't say or think that having a relationship with a ghost is probably indicative of some sort of mental health concern. You don't have to be an expert or board certified to point out extremely abnormal human behavior.
Asleep in the arms of Jesus. I guess Jesus has a lot of arms.
This is a good spot. So should we take a check and see what's going on in my magic bag of tricks?
Oh, did you brought things?
I did.
Okay.
Hello. Hi. Who's in this space right now? No, like a physical, like.
Oh, like you want to move?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a direction that we should go?
Feeling that way?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I'm feeling
So,
too.
it's kind of like a movie.
Look, I try to keep a pretty open mind about things, but stuff like this is just a joke to me. Not only do I find this kind of disrespectful, just walking around on people's graves pretending that you can talk to them, because the radio receiver you bought off Amazon is picking up random radio signals, which if you didn't know, that's all a spirit box is. They're just accidentally tuning into random radio channels around the city they live in. For people to be able to trick themselves into thinking these very normal sentences that are obviously coming from a radio station are somehow ghosts talking to them kind of goes back to what we were just talking about. But the problem is you can't argue with these people because everything that they're doing is based off feeling. They think they're feeling some connection with this spirit and you can't prove that they're not. At the end of the day, it's really like talking to a conspiracy theorist. You either can't disprove what they're saying because there's no way to, or they either dismiss everything that you do say by asking you to bring forward impossible proof.
I've had a number of people try to contact me and say, Rupert's talking to me. And I'm like, no, he's not. And I'm concerned about who you're talking to.
I honestly think this might be the craziest shit we've heard in this entire video so far. How could you possibly know this, Rebecca? Are you some sort of omniscient being? Are you a god? You're sitting here whining about people not believing you and calling you crazy, but yet you do it when it comes to your boyfriend. This is insane.
He has a light accent, though it's not specifically the accent that we would associate with the English now, just because it's been almost 300 years.
This is an S-Box. It is one of my favorite pieces of equipment that I have. As it scans through radio signals, it's giving a white noise that they can either pull sound from to respond with using the radio signals coming through, or it'll come through the static.
What do I have to do to get you to say something? Hi, Rupert. Where are you sitting right now?
On this chair.
That's not what he said. That was clearly some random country song coming through, and I don't know exactly what he did say, but he did not say on this chair. I know what English sounds like, and that was not a man saying on this chair. Also, it's kind of strange that a soldier from Wales who lived in the late 1700s kind of sounds like an American country singer. I wonder how that is.
What is his personality like? How would you describe him?
Thoughtful and contemplative.
Yes. He doesn't speak without thinking about it. A lot.
You better get that stupid subtitle off my screen right now. You guys are smoking meth. I'm gonna play what they just played without any video. Let me know if you think this sounds like a person saying, "Sounds right."
How do you feel about your relationship with me? I love you. Is that what that was?
I think that's what it said.
No, he didn't. That was very clearly a man saying, "Didn't you?" And it sounded like a guitar strum afterwards. We might have been tuning back into that same country channel. Tricking yourself into believing stuff like this is actually happening around you is not healthy.
That's great. I'm appreciative. How do you feel about Catherine?
You find it.
I heard fine. Yeah. Oh, and the Casey leader went on fine.
Fine.
How do you feel about how we get along? All of us.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I heard I'm fine.
My God, this is delusion. You are hearing snippets of unintelligible words and you're acting like you know exactly what they're saying. Again, I'm gonna play the audio of what these two interpreted as "I'm fine" without a subtitle on the screen trying to influence you. For our purposes though, that's basically where the video ends. For the last minute or so, they talk about how much they love each other, and that's great and all, but it doesn't change the fact that this shit is insane. Look, like I've always said, if you want to believe that you have a ghost boyfriend in the privacy of your own home, knock yourself out, who cares? But if you bring this stuff onto the internet, and especially if you try and monetize it, you're opening yourself up to criticism. And my very fair criticism of this situation is that it's crazy. Well guys, what do you think? Am I going to be getting a visit from Rupert tonight? Have I poked the bear? If you disagree with me, if you're really into this stuff and you fully believe that it's all real, that's fine. You should just know that, I'm right. And to prove to you that I'm right, I'm willing to spend my own money to get a consultation from Rebecca herself. And she can tell me exactly what spooky specters are living amongst me. If you want to see me do that, I'm going to put a poll on my community tab when this video goes live, and the choice will be yours. I'm willing to put my beliefs to the test. Are you? If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and walk on over to that subscribe button and touch it. It's free. It won't cost you anything. But for now, that's all I have for you today. Bye.